Well, people, we are back online here. We on the air, and we got a lot of shit going on. I got a lot of stuff going on. I know everybody else got a lot of shit going on. And so,
Oh, Lord.
as I was sitting downstairs waiting to come up here to my office and start this show, I said to myself, "Shit, we got to have something good to talk about instead of this bullshit." So I was looking down there. I said, "Damn it, let's start out our Sunday. We're gonna talk about some goddamn sports. See what the hell going on, man." I didn't even look at no sports, no football yesterday, no college football, none of that. That's usual for me on Saturday not to look at my college football. I can't believe, man, this shit is going on here in college football.
Colorado lost.
Yeah, man. We got
Um,
Texas that
Notre
lost
Dame
fucking
lost.
Texas. They ranked them number
Texas
one in the
lost.
country beginning of the year and shit. Them motherfuckers ain't even ranked now. They ain't even fucking
I
ranked.
was like, what the
They
hell
let
is going
Florida beat
on?
them. Florida beat their ass. Then my boy up there in Penn State, he he took his ass and got whooped by Oregon and shit last week. He heads over there to UCLA. They ain't won a fucking game. They beat the shit out of him. So all the motherfuckers running around with their white pom shit and everything. At halftime, they said, "Fire that motherfucking coach! Fire the coach! Fire the coach!" They were down 27-3.
Telling you, boy. Football. Now I only played a little bit. Like my first couple years in high school. But I'm just saying, to me, you have to be really mentally ready for football. You can't just gradually play and get into it like basketball. You have to be really ready because you can get shut out. And you see a lot of those. I almost can tell right now who's watch the first time. I can tell who's gonna lose, who's gonna win down there, especially in college ball.
Well, what has
So I
changed
stopped
here?
watching it, man. I stopped
Yeah.
watching. I said, "Oh
Now,
yeah, they're gonna lose. Oh, they're
what
gonna
has
lose."
changed is that most of it, and that's why Nick Saban left college football. He said, "Fuck that! I can't deal with this shit. With this NIL money that these ball players are getting, these kids, man, all the good ball players and shit, they're going where their fucking money is at. They don't give a shit about what team they on. They just going where their money is at. And a lot of these teams and stuff like Alabama, Georgia, Florida State, all those teams and stuff, Texas A&M, Texas, all those powerhouses and shit, and that used to put in all those good football players and shit because they had a hell of a program. They can't get their shit together, man, when it comes to these NIL players.
They
They
got to
can't.
pay the
They
players,
can't.
bro. You don't
I
pay
know
them, they
they got,
leave.
most of them don't have the money to pay them. Most of them don't have that money. Ohio State
Bye.
got the money. That's why they number one now. They got the money to pull in those ball players and keep them there because
Who?
they got a whole bunch of money that they paying them.
Who you talking about?
Ohio State.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they come up, man. They program shit came up, man, with something like a $200 million, man, to get some of them ball players to come to their daggone team. So if you ain't got the damn money, you can't get them. I'm looking at Georgia. They ain't have all the daggone money, man. They used to be a
Well,
powerhouse when it came to
Ed,
defense.
Ed is just
Yeah,
a
the
payback,
defense
bro.
used to
It's
be
a
that. They can't
payback.
keep them. They can't keep
Because,
them
see,
defensive
they
players.
lured those little players over the years, 20, 30, 40 years or more, and lured them into their program because they got this fabulous program.
Right. They got the state of the
But
art, yeah, state
now,
of the art there. Yeah,
they don't
all
care
kind.
about that. I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
Where's the money, bro?
They want that money. Them NIL players, they want
And I
that
don't
money.
blame them. I don't
So
blame them. I
it's
don't care
gonna
if they
take.
tear up college
Yeah,
football.
it's going to take. Uh, it's going to take a hell of a coach, a head coach, and a team, and a player, and the whole thing, man, to change this attitude and stuff and everything. Or just say, fuck it. They're gonna have to come up with some money. Whoever got the most money gonna get the best team. Kids are gonna come to where the money is at, and a lot of these good ball players ain't gonna sit on the sidelines and wait until the star players on the field graduate and shit and go out to the pros so they can get out there and play. They don't fuck that. They want that money. So hey, until they can come up with that money, I don't know what's going to happen. So it's going to be a whole hell of a lot of parity and stuff and college football and stuff for a while. A whole lot of parity.
I see Cleveland lost again.
Hey,
They started that rookie quarterback
I
Gabriel.
know they started their boy, and you saw what they did last week and everything when they found out that they were going to start it. The news people came in there and talked to Sadura. Sadura sat there and looked at them motherfuckers in the face and didn't say a fucking word. They asked him questions and stuff, and he said, kept asking questions. He didn't say a word to him. What is he gonna say? His dad, they asked Dion and said, "What do you think about your son's interview?" He said, "More power to him." The boy knows he's supposed to be out there, Ted. That you know he's better than that boy that went out there and played and shit. These people are mad at him because he getting that big money. You can't. I guess that's why Cleveland, man, ain't never been shit. You know, they got all them goddamn going good players and stuff. He went down there and got that boy down there in Texas who was a pedophile, and he had to pay all them women all that money because and he never did. I don't think he played 13 games in 3 years. He gave guaranteed salary, $250-something million, guaranteed. He's still sitting out there drawing that money. He ain't playing.
I bet he's still getting his massages too. He picked up the right girl, so yeah, I need the
He
right
did.
girl so I can have a happy ending.
And they've been drafting number one quarterbacks and stuff for the last 4 or 5 years, man. Ain't none of them came about. Number one, Ivan Trophy with it. They go in there and play with it. Fuck it. I think they drafted Mayfield too, didn't they? He used to be at Cleveland.
Yeah.
He used to be at Cleveland, and they got rid of. They finally got rid of him. He come down there to Tampa and shit and tear the place up. Something going on there in Cleveland, man. It ain't right. I don't know what the heck it is, but something ain't right down there. It is not right. I can't understand that. And the guy who owns the team and stuff and everything, he owns all the pilot gas stations and stuff all over the country. And he's worth billions of dollars and stuff. He got plenty of daggone money and he just throws it away. So eventually, hopefully, sometime during the middle of the year, probably after when they probably out of the whole playoffs and shit, they're gonna throw their boy out there and shit. And if he starts winning them daggone games, man, Cleveland gonna have a ride up in there. those, those fans are gonna be hollering and screaming like a mother. They're gonna have to sell the team. Oh man, that was I don't know, man. I have no idea. And I'm gonna be upset, man. My boy James Franklin over there at Penn State. Brother been there for a long time now. I think he's been there about 10, 11 years now. And they get ready to fire him. But he gonna walk out of there with a golden parachute. They gonna have to pay him $50 million to buy him out. He gonna fall out of Penn State with a golden parachute.
Man, you got
He probably
Penn
hoping
State,
that they
Notre
fire.
Dame, they're gone. Texas
He
is gone.
Yeah, after he probably looked out there and said, "Well, damn this shit. I hope they fire me." And he walk away with all his money and go settle down. Oh man, my boy down in North Carolina, they
Woo!
dogging it. They dogging him out. They dogging him out.
Where's the genius at, bro? Where's the genius?
They dogging him out.
Oh no, wait a minute. He's such a great coach, though. He's a genius.
He was NFL coach, yeah, but he come now. He's in college. He's in college now. Them kids ain't going with that mess that he putting down. They ain't going for all that mess. And then he got that young girl with him and stuff, brought her out in the field. She's 26 years old. This motherfucker old enough to be her granddaddy.
Oh boy.
I had to have a laugh today, Ted. It's too much. Oh, oh my goodness. And then poor Jimbo Fisher, he, he, he crawling back down there to Florida State. he, the, he the one over there, Texas A&M, and took them for about $100 million. Yeah, he ain't won shit over there. They fired him, gave him that parachute. Now, about 2 years later, he tried. You see him at the game down there at Florida State. He out there with his head down. Yeah, y'all gonna take me back? Oh man, that's too much, man.
Hey, college football.
It's college football, man. They said Ohio State probably ain't gonna lose the game this year, cause everybody they playing is weak sisters. They only won 2 games. Yeah, that they playing, they won shit. The only game they might be able to be in competition is when they play Michigan and shit around November.
Michigan ain't doing all that well neither.
I know it.
They done lost at least 1 or 2 games already.
They lost 2 games. Michigan lost 2 games. And then the coach finally came back. This is his first game back after they suspended him for that sign stealing crap that they did. He didn't even have anything to do with. But it looked like Oregon is going to be it'll be Oregon Ohio State Big Ten championship here. Might, I don't know. Might be Oregon and Ohio State. I ain't for the
And SEC, man, what's going on with SEC?
That's what I'm saying, man. They screwed up, man. It's bad. They done gone way down. Can't nobody win shit, man. Texas, they ain't out there. They ain't in the top 25 no more. They done lost 3 games already. When Florida beat them, I know it's all over for them. They do. That Archie Manning crap they got going, that Manning boy they got on there, he ain't shit. he making his bloodline look real bad.
Wait a minute. I thought he was like the #1 choice for the Heisman.
Shit, no. They ain't won but 1 game.
Bro.
They ain't won but 1 game. How you gonna win the Heisman? Your team won 1 game.
They was talking that boy gonna win the Heisman Trophy. They had already put it in his pocket.
He done messed that bloodline up, man. The Mannings, they can't. They threw. They got a black sheep to come out the family, and he over there Texas. Now they talking about Nico Labalal, the one that beat Penn State. Well, he played with UCLA. He said, well, maybe he might transfer over there to Texas this year and stuff and everything. He was in Tennessee. He played damn good there, but he couldn't do all the new shit there. He took off and left and went to UCLA. He owed UCLA. They ain't hardly won nothing other than beating Penn State. So they want him over there now in Texas. And tell Manning to sit down until next year. Maybe he might be all right. LSU, Texas A&M, and Alabama. I guess they running around there. All of them kind of neck and neck. Georgia, they're down a little bit lower than all of them is. They're number 9 or something like that in the nation, number 10. I don't know. They're not going. The SEC is not the way it used to be. Not what they used to be. Man, what else going? Oh, and Clemson. I don't know about shit. They can't hardly beat nobody. Oh, Devo. Oh, Debo, he ain't doing very good over there in Clemson.
Well, they won though. They won.
Yeah, they won, but shit, who do they beat? Who do they beat? And then they Miami that took Georgia's reject and everything and put him at quarterback, and they were number 2 in the nation now.
They
Right behind
moving up
Ohio
from
State.
3-2 now, huh?
Yeah, they up. I think they either 2 or 3 right now
I
in
know that
Miami.
quarterback. That sucker can scat.
Yeah, man, that's what Carson Beck. He played at Georgia last year. They thought he was gonna go. He said, "Fuck the draft. He ain't going to the draft because they said he wasn't gonna be a high draft pick." So he just said, "Forget it." He wanted to stay there at Georgia, and Georgia said, "Well, we can't do anything with you." So he went on down to Miami. Hey,
No, it's Cascasano or something like that.
yeah. Well,
That's the quarterback.
Miami had lost a. I think he was a number 1 pick, Ward, Charlie Ward, or something. His name was
Mm-hmm.
Miami's quarterback last year. He's black kid.
Yeah, he went to Tennessee.
Yeah, he was what, number 1 and then number 2 picking them in the National Football League.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's taking over for him and stuff down there in Miami and stuff. And I guess they ain't missing a beat now. So we'll see. It's parody. So I saw you was before the show came on, Mr. Harvey. I saw you watching the football game. Who were you looking at? Tampa Bay again?
Well, Tampa come on at 4 o'clock, and I watched them. I was watching just a little touch of Dallas. They blowing out the Jets.
Dallas blowing out the Jets.
Yeah.
But they done finally found somebody that they can beat up on, huh? Oh man. Oh, I don't know. Dallas, I don't know what's gonna happen to them. They every year they projected to be up there in the top, but they shoot, man, they haven't showed it.
No, Dallas, they done, man. They've been done for
Well,
years.
I don't know what's going on with them boys. I think Jones just took that team, man, and just because if anybody bought it, man, they were gonna they looking at what $10 billion, man, to buy them off. Somebody went to buy that team. $10-12 billion. Somebody got to pay to get them. They worth a whole lot of money. They still America's team, so hey, somebody might come up with that money and buy them and get Jerry Jones out of there. Because Jerry, he's like an Al Davis from Oakland Raiders. He got his own. He walked by his own beat, his own drum, and everything. Can't nobody deal with him. Not even the players. So anyway, what else is going on, Miss Harvey? We done got rid of
Well, let me just say
all of
this.
this.
I'm gonna say this, and so like I spent a few hours listening and reading and all that kind of stuff, and political Tabitha or Tabitha political. She showed a video of a little girl or little boy being handcuffed with those ties. And come to find out, she did a deep dive and found out that it's AI and it's fake. They're putting it all on the screen, trying to rouse up black people. Because, number one, when we heard about even, how they treat these Latinos is, kind of, it's very disturbing and upsets you and triggers you. But then when they start doing it to black people, you really get triggered. And her word is this: don't be fooled. Stay home, people. Black folks, stay home. That's what they want you to do. Stay home. I just wanted to say that about her. And I agree because I've been saying that for quite a while now. Stay home. Don't get involved. And Your boy from GPS, Zakar, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He bring up some good stuff every now and then, and he's more international. He talk a little bit about and the word he said was very interesting. He was talking about Trump, and he says, we need to get serious. And think about it, Ed, you have whether he did it himself or he had somebody else do it, sending out, it was just a shutdown, and he started sending these memes out. And it's almost like this is a joke. This is a joke to him. This is a heartless people, man. Heartless people.
Mm-hmm.
This is a joke to him. So I don't know what to say, man. Tomorrow is going to be our Supreme Court start looking at these cases. They got a bunch of them, about 10 or 12 of them. And, the terrorist one is going to be there. And it's going to be a lot, man, as far as the military. So they're going to be discussing a lot. So I'm going to be tuning in to that, because usually they don't show the pictures of the judicial system, the Supreme Court, but they do show they have the voices and, people arguing their cases.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be pretty interesting tomorrow to listen to that. And then I guess after they finish all their little cases, and then they'll do their ruling. But I was thinking about the Supreme Court the other day, and I was looking at when they gave Trump immunity, of all people,
Mm-hmm.
and considering what he had been going through for the last whatever years, and showing that he had did some nefarious things against the law, breaking the 25 Amendment clause and all that. And they see all of that, and they still gave him immunity so that whatever he did, oh well. So he don't even care about what the judges say. Judge tell him, you can't come here. He still bring the military there. And the one thing that is in that proposal or the bill that they're trying to pass temporarily is security. Millions of dollars, it might be billions, I don't know. But this is what we at now, man. These Supreme Court people, when you don't do truth, Ed, the Bible tells us the truth will set you free. And our Supreme Court has not been truthful to us for a long time. They did some things that were decent and good to a certain degree and tried to be somewhat fair, but then they start tailing off. And I was thinking, I said, well, what could we do as a group of people because everybody, kind of agree with them because when they passed that abortion thing, I mean, it's probably 50-50. But I'm just saying, man, it, when they sit up there and they mess with the voting rights and all of that kind of stuff, and they allow people to do whatever they want to do and they're not in check and don't have any threat of going to jail for what they do. So they're going to do whatever they want to do. If I want to scrub your names, a bunch of names out, I can do it. If I want to have long lines and it take you 3-4 hours to vote, I can do it. So the Supreme Court has let this country down, in my opinion. And the American people just sit back and let them do it. The
Um,
senators,
I'm gonna I want to give you my assessment of this because I thought about this thing and stuff just like you have, Ted. And then I think back to 1954. Thurgood Marshall went before the Supreme Court, knowing that they were. If we had to compare that Supreme Court back in 1954 to the one we got now, about the same. But when he went before the Supreme Court, Thurgood did, in his arguments and everything, his arguments in before them embarrassed the court, where they could not deny him his his victory there in the Supreme Court. And I think now that the people and stuff who are taking these cases and stuff before the Supreme Court are not taking these cases and stuff before the Supreme Court in a very serious manner. You can't just go before them a lot of times and because you said, well, the Constitution says this and that's all you're gonna say to them, they're gonna find a way and stuff and everything to get around that. But you have to get up in there and within your arguments and stuff, corner them into a position and stuff and everything to where it makes them where they cannot rule against them. You, if they do, they have violated their oath and stuff as Supreme Court justices. So they're gonna have to figure out a way when these cases get before them. You're gonna have to be a damn good attorney and stuff there before them, and your arguments are gonna have to corner them to the point and everything to where it embarrasses them. Uh, if nothing else and stuff and everything, go back to some of the cases and stuff that these folks and stuff tried, other than um, Clarence Thomas and stuff, who went to the Supreme Court and didn't spend a lot of time and stuff in those lower courts. He was the only one that spent time at the lower courts, but a lot of those other the rest of those justices and stuff spent time in lower courts. And sometimes you're going to have to study those Supreme Court justices and stuff and everything and embarrass them and say, well, you, when they ask you that question, then you're going to have to give them the point and stuff and say, well, in your lower court and everything, this is what you said. And this is definitely against what's going on and stuff right now. You
I
understand what I'm
agree.
saying? Yeah, you
I
understand what I'm
agree.
saying? So we're going to have to do a better job. I think that those guys who are coming before the Supreme Court going to have to do a better job and stuff and telling these and going and dealing with these cases and stuff and everything and bring up rulings and stuff that these people made and stuff in the past and stuff and everything that goes against what is getting ready to happen right now.
Well,
They're going to have to do a better job. I think that they are not doing it justice because we already know that if you give them enough room and stuff and everything, they're going to let Trump win. They have already
well,
said it. They're going to let him win.
Ed, I can't even remember some of these lawyers' names, but black lawyers who fought for Martin Luther King got him out of jail every time. Uh, I'm trying to think of the guy's name. There's a bunch of them. There's about two or three of them were great lawyers, and they had passion for what they were doing. They putting these lawyers up now because they're smart. They know the law, but they have no passion for what they're saying. That's the reason why Thurgood Marshall was so great, because he had passion. He lived through it. He went through. He worked for the NAACP. He went through. He had cases that he dealt with. These people don't have those kinds of things. They just, defense attorneys, prosecutors, attorneys, whatever they were, and that kind of thing. These people, they just smart, but they have no passion for the cause. They don't realize this right here is a democracy, and it should be based on freedom. This is supposed to be a free country. I mean, right now, they sitting up there making all these doggone little, talking about, people can't protest and all that kind of stuff. That's against, that's something we're supposed to do. We can do that. That's in the Constitution.
You've
Something is
done it.
wrong here, bro. They
As
putting the
you
wrong
as
people up, or
as
people
you
that don't have passion. And
yeah,
and
you
and
you
and
have
I
to,
know
yes.
there's some smart black lawyers out there that know what's going on, and they need to step it up. But they pushing black people out. They pushing black people out. The smart black people that can argue these cases, because they think just because they look at the Supreme Court. So I don't know what the deal is. I think that's what it is, bro.
But I truly believe in stuff that you have to be, if you're gonna bring a case before the Supreme Court, that the first thing that you're gonna have to do is when you start that case out, your case and stuff is not against it's not being presented to the lower court. It's being presented like it's presented in the Supreme Court. Because if you can't if whatever you do in the lower courts, you're going to have to bring that same thing to the Supreme Court if it eventually stuff gets there, which most more than likely it is going to get there if it's a major case. It's almost like this tariff thing that they got going on out here. Sometime this month and everything, they're going to be making a ruling and stuff if Trump has the authority and stuff and everything to enact tariffs and stuff against these countries and stuff, and using these emergency rules and stuff that he's saying, well, I'm doing this because this is an emergency. I'm doing this because it's a detriment to our country and everything. Which most of the time, these tariffs that he is acting is not detrimental to the country. It is not an absolute emergency, and those are are reasons and stuff that his attorney is telling him that he needs to say so he can take it to the Supreme Court and say this was an emergency and I had to do this. Well, it's not an emergency. So when you start out with this case at lower court, you're going to have to bring that to uh, your argument and stuff with those lower courts that this is not an emergency and show why it is not an emergency. So, in essence, what I'm saying is that, and the other folks out there who don't understand about the law or whatever and everything, there's a certain finesse that an attorney and stuff has to have, and if you don't have that finesse, and all you want to do is be a law professor and say, "Oh, well, that's the Constitution says this, back there." Where these Supreme Court justices are making new law. In essence, that's what they're doing, and and these making these new laws by allowing Trump to do what the hell he wants to do, as far as them saying that it's okay for him to send troops and everything and stuff to California. But why is it okay for him to continue to send troops to California when you are violating the state law? Have they made the argument? Probably not. Anyway, one other thing here, uh, we have a father and son that they've been exercising their billions of dollars here, and they're creating themselves another Fox News. They create building themselves a media empire.
Who was that now?
Larry and David. Larry is the dad. David is the son. They're buying up. They buying up media like crazy now. They just bought out CBS. Mr. Ellison, Larry Ellison, and David Ellison. Be taking
Yeah,
it.
we talked about that a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I know, but this is a father that they consider it now a father and son empire now. uh we are we have just moved into a time and stuff here to where freedom of the press and everything is is just going away. Where there is no more freedom of the press. As we can look out on today, I'm gonna bring today up because this is the most recent thing that has happened. Trump walks out of the White House. News Corp got him. Boop, 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 boop. They're asking him about these troops that he is sending to Chicago, to Portland, to California. Why are you doing this? And Trump looked him in the face and says, "The politicians want us to go there. They are scared. They want us to come there to these states and do them and send our troops in there because they're scared. There's violence going on there, and these people and stuff they need to be held down. And I'm doing my job. I'm sending them these troops there." First of all, the first thing he sprouted out of his damn mouth is a damn lie. And to the people who were standing out there, none of them said, "Mr. Trump, who are the politicians that you saying are scared and are asking you to send these troops there?" I haven't seen any, but he lied and said, "They want me to do this. I'm doing this for the people." When are we going to be, as news people and stuff, look these folks in the face and tell them they are lying? I'm waiting to see somebody that's either in ABC or CNN or all these other stations out there and stuff and look these folks in the face and tell them you are lying. Why are you lying to the American people and to the and I don't see it happening. Nobody is doing that. Somebody's going to have to stand up to it. I don't know who's going to be, but somebody's going to have to stand up and look the Michael Johnson in the face and tell him you are lying. They're going to have to look Donald Trump in the face and say, "You are lying. That's not true."
I don't know who that is, bro.
I don't know
Calling
what's
from my
going.
app. I can't turn it off.
Hey, you got this new
I don't know who
technology. You
that
can't
is.
take it out. Take it off. Anyway, I'm hoping and I'm looking for that to happen one day, Ted. And I know if when it does happen, whoever says it, they're probably gonna fire him. But at least we can say I'll be able to get on this show and say so and so and so and so. I congratulate you for telling that son of a gun that he is a liar to his face. Now whoever does it probably gonna lose his job, and they know that. So that's probably why they're not saying it.
Well, you know, it was
They're
that black
lying.
girl that black girl did that, and you know, she got a little fame for it. She was on Roland Martin's show, a couple other shows, you know,
Yeah,
because she was persistent and kept on asking the same question.
right.
And Trump said, "I didn't call on you."
We got to find
Yeah, but I'm
somebody.
answering the question. Why don't you, whatever she was asked the question about?
Yeah, well,
But the thing is, you know, he is the president of the United States. So the media companies want them to treat him like he's normal, and he's not normal.
he's not normal.
Just like Democrats try to treat him like he's normal,
He's not normal.
and that's his get out.
Yep.
That's his whole card.
And
He
he
know
knows
that
it.
he's the president of the United States, and these Democrats are not going to come after him like that.
And he knows that the news people aren't going to do it either. He knows
Right.
that they aren't going to tell him that he is telling a lie. That you are lying. And eventually somebody's going to be telling him you are a liar. I'm hoping that somebody out there says you are lying. Or he keeps on telling these folks out there, I'm going to give you some money and everything so we can get you through this crisis.
Well, he got
He has,
these podcasters and Google people on his come in as regular news people. They're not journalists, just like we're not journalists. You know, they just ask questions because they favor him on their podcast. So he calls on these people and they ask soft questions. And the first day after he asks the question, say, you know, I like you. That's a good question because it's a soft question.
and he wants to be pleased.
Yeah, he wants to be pleased. But that's
this
his style.
this thing he wants to be pleased.
He's
Uh,
he's a he's a dictator. He's an authoritarian. He's a bully.
Tuesday is a very important day again. It's coming Tuesday. Prime Minister from Canada is coming down for a visit to Donald Trump. We're going to find out on Tuesday what's going on. This is going to be a high stakes meeting. And depending on what happens there, is probably what's going to happen with this USMCA agreement that's between Canada, United States, and Mexico. And what happens Tuesday? I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know that it's high stakes for Carney and for Donald Trump. But with Donald Trump, he don't give a crap whether he win or lose because he knows ain't nobody going to say shit
I
against him.
think they done set their stuff up too. They don't care.
Well, Carney has some distractors and stuff back in Canada. He has some of them folks there in their House of Commons and everything who are critical of him and what he has done so far. So it's high stakes for him and stuff. What's happening, and they're looking for him to bring a deal and stuff back to Canada, which probably is not going to happen because Trump's going to make it so goddamn hard for him. He can't open his mouth and say we're going to have a deal. He's arrogant. Trump is arrogant. He's not. He's gonna want everything in his favor, and he can't have that. This they done brought this golden dome crap that he's got. Do you know, man, that they consider that this fucking golden dome shit, man, gonna cost anywhere upwards to almost $2 trillion.
Yeah.
$2 trillion by the time they get done with it. And they're
Well,
saying that even with the $2 trillion, it still may have flaws in it.
well, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. The United States, they have been providing, really for the last 50 plus years. You know, everything was negotiations, diplomacy. You know, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. You do this, I'll do that. blah, blah, blah. And that's all over the world. That's what the United States is all about. Plus military embedment in a lot of these countries. So now you got diplomacy, because the United States, the people of America, travel all over the world. So you have these diplomatic offices all over the place. They get in trouble. They can run to, the diplomatic offices. And plus, they're always dealing with the country to bring in business and, vice versa. Bring business to America and all that. That's their job. But the point is that what has he just done? What is he doing? He's trying to get rid of NATO, which is NATO is part of the agreement that the United States would be the police of the world. They depend on us. So, and they also depend on us economically, as far as, working with us, trading, and all those types of things. So now the bottom line is look what he's doing, how he's tearing it down. He just called 800 people, 800 generals, more than 800 generals and other people to come there and land blast them, degrade them, and want half of them to quit so that he can control the military to do what he wants. And he's already come against NATO. He's been coming against NATO for years. So now you got diplomacy. He didn't shut down so many diplomatic offices around the world. He's already did that. Shut a lot of them down. So, like I say, man, people can say what they want to say, but he's a secret agent, bro. But here's what I want to talk about. Oligarchs. And the definition of oligarchs is people who want to control the country with their money. And we got about 20 of them that's really involved. Now, you just mentioned two of them. And then we got Bezos, we got the boy from Facebook, and a few others. And that's what they're doing. They're controlling the media. They control the data. We sit up here and, what is Elon Musk doing? Elon Musk, man, he wicked, bro. That man worth over $500 billion, and he's out there doing all kind of stuff, putting his hands in everything. And that's what they're all doing. They putting their hands in everything. And before you know it, we don't own nothing. The big thing, what they're doing now, I'm going to tell you what's going on now. And this is just my speculation. I'm not saying that this possibly happened, but I'm just saying, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I believe they paying, or they got a group of people, and maybe it might be just legitimate gangsters or crime syndicate. But what they're doing is they are deliberately picking and choosing these weak people, and I call them weak, not weak, they're not weak, but the point is, people who has homes, because right now there's over 34 million homes right now that are paid for. Paid for. And what they can do is they can go into these people's information and take all their money and make loans on their homes. And a lot of these people, they just living their life, got their house paid for, they on a cruise trip for a month or whatever, and next thing you know, they done sabotage their home. This is what's going on. This is a big thing now, right now. So what I'm saying is that the bottom line is that they're doing things that are very nefarious as far as trying to um, limit the workers. I mean, it's already been said. I mean, this right here is the lowest graduate employment ever because all they're concerned right now, they're looking for AI people. So we sitting up here, you know, and the American people just sitting back, and some of them got little regular jobs, and they go to their job 9 to 5 or 10 to 8 or whatever it is. And you know, I got my job, I got to pay my bills, and they're not concerned about politics and what's going on in the country and in the world, and not doing nothing, not paying attention. Why they just robbing us blind, robbing the country. When I say us, I'm talking about the country, people blind. Nobody even protests about that $150 billion for ICE. Nobody. What kind of BS is that? You spend $150 billion for ICE? Some people, I mean, there are countries right now, the top from 6 on down don't even spend that kind of money just for their military. And they spent, he got $150 billion for ICE. So that tells you he got something planned, bro. And then on top of that, two things they said. What did they say? You don't need no college degree to work for the FBI. It used to be you had to have a law degree.
Or BA.
And the thing is, what did he say about ICE? He said, if you 18, come on, get you a gun, no badge, put a mask on, make $100,000. But where's the protest for that? Where's the protest for that? Where's the talking to your congressman for that? They're just letting these people just run rock regularly. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this is my feeling. I woke up this morning, usually I get up and I have my little meditation, prayer, and all that. And I didn't know what to pray for. I didn't know what to say. All I could just say, I'm grateful, I'm thankful. You know, you pray for your little family and your friends and what have you, and all of that. But I had no feeling of praying for this country. I had no feelings.
Final word, my brother.
This is my final word right now. This is my feelings,
Oh wow.
bro.
Oh
I'm telling you
man.
right now, I have no feelings for this country right now because the people don't give a shit. They don't give a shit.
I think they care, Ted. I think that they just like
They
most folks.
don't give a
They,
shit.
I think they care. Most
This country
some of the
is
people care. Some
this
folks care
country. They
because
are so afraid of black people being progressing. They don't give a shit.
I don't think they even worry about black folks now. Ted, they worried about it. So if ICE gonna come to their door and bang and knock the shit out of them, or beat the hell out of them,
These white folks
or
ain't worried about no ICE.
yeah, man, shoot, that's all they bombing. The white folks,
No,
everybody,
they
East
messing with
Chicago,
Latinos.
Portland, all of them, they bombing them white folks. They bombing them. They throwing them smoke bombs all over, and they run up and down the street. You ain't seen no black folks out there. Y'all, you see them white folks out there getting smoke bombed.
Well, these so-called white folks, but I don't believe in white and black and all that shit. But I'm just saying, the bottom line is that's what they call themselves, white. So you white. So you
Well,
need to step your
they
ass up.
that they the ones who getting smoke bombed and stuff out there. Cause I look each and every one of them they showing. I look out there and see. I say, I hope there ain't no brother or sister
Those are
out there,
Latinos, bro.
cause they gonna beat the crap out of them.
Those are Latinos.
They gonna beat the crap out of them if they are. Anyway, people, we done had a good old time here. Ted said these people don't care.
They
I
don't
think
care.
they do. I think
Don't
they
give a
care.
shit.
I think they care. I think they care. That's some of us care, right, people? People. Some of us care, right? See y'all tomorrow. Bye bye.